Hey there, guys. Hi, Jeremy again here. Consciousness Awake. Hope your consciousness is awake while your body's awake and while your body is asleep. All right? That's what I keep telling people. I want to, first off, I want to talk about a couple things. Won't be a long video, I promise. First, I want to respond to a question in the comments. Let me just find that person's comment real quick. And here it is. Okay, so it's from Jacob. It was just from today. Jacob wrote, he's having trouble with the throat, getting really dry while the saliva pulling, and then I either feel like I have to swallow the saliva or I have to keep breathing the technique, utilizing the breathing technique to swallow the saliva. And so basically he's just talking about how he's just running into some issue, not every time obviously, but here and there probably with his meditation, with his attempts to do astral projection, I'm assuming, and it's pretty normal to have a saliva drip, on the back of your throat. When you are trying to meditate, once you get in a few minutes, you get some saliva buildup. It's pretty normal. So he's, by looking at that comment, he's wondering if I could just talk about that and maybe give a few pointers on it and from my own experience. So first of all, mind over matter. Okay, so I'm going to touch on a few things. But the first one, to me, the most important one, is mind over matter, because I found that even though I might be laying down on my meditation mat, doing my breathing, relaxing, getting my body into that sleep paralysis mode so I can astrally project, here and there will be a buildup of saliva in my throat, and it starts to drip, right? So what I do nowadays is I just ignore it. It's like a mind over matter thing. I just ignore the urge. I ignore the urge to physically respond to it with my physical throat, physical body, etc. I'm just kind of moving myself into that state of consciousness, mind, and I'm in mind over matter zone. I do feel how it starts sometimes, but I just don't even think about it. And then after about 10 seconds, 20 seconds, it just goes away. You work past the need to respond to having to swallow any excess saliva. The other thing I want to mention is the type of position you are in when you are meditating. So a lot of times, if I'm laying down on my meditation mat, I'll more or less, at least over the years, will get more of that saliva buildup. But sometimes if I'm just in a reclined chair, or if my back is reclined 30 degrees, about right there or so, then the saliva buildup doesn't really create much of an issue at all sometimes. So if I'm more upright in general, I experience less saliva issues. So I would try, mind over matter, obviously, and then changing your positioning with your meditation. And also I notice too when I meditate, and I mostly meditate when I do, it's early in the morning. I haven't had any food or any water or anything, and so I get less saliva buildup. I tend to see more saliva buildup during the day, after lunch, and you're drinking a bunch of food and coffee, etc., etc. I notice more of it then. So I think when you're meditating and when you're trying to do astral projection and working past the saliva drip issue, which a lot of people run into as it's a distraction, right? You kind of switch things around, positions, times a day, how far after drinking, eating water, but another one too, which I tried a couple times. This one I learned it from somebody years and years ago. I don't remember who it was, but it was a long time ago, and I did use it a few times where I just took the tip of my tongue, as I was doing the breathing exercise, and I was just taking the tip and then pointing it straight up and touching the ridge, the inner ridge of the upper part of my mouth. And sometimes when you when you put your when you rub the tip of your tongue up there on the ridge of your mouth, you'll kind of feel like a little tickling feeling, or like a tickling sensation. And that's kind of the spot where you want to put it. So sometimes when you're just doing the breathing exercise, you put some force on your tongue, and when you start your meditation, and then point that tip of your tongue up towards the ridge of your mouth, and that spot that you find, that it's like that sensitive spot, the ridge of the mouth. There's probably a term for that area, but I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, there's a few suggestions, a few ideas to help you with that particular comment. I hope that was helpful to you. So I won't send you an email. I'm just doing the comment response with this video for you. Another thing I want to talk about is this: using force. When you're trying to get out of body, trying to have an astral projection experience, and you're trying to get out of your human body with your consciousness, with your energy, and you're trying to transfer into the etheric body or one of your other bodies. When you're doing the rollout technique, you are. I know that people understand how you're using your mental intentions and your thoughts. When you're getting into these out-of-body states, but you have to use some force, or the manifestation of force. So, and when you are manifesting force while getting out of body and moving into your energy body, it's kind of like you're almost doing it manually. You're forcibly doing it. So you're doing it with your mind, and you're rolling out of your human body, 3 or 5 feet away from where your human body is. But when you're doing it, though, as you turn your arm, as you're turning your etheric arm, basically like that, and rolling out, pretend like it's your physical body. Pretend like it's the feeling of how you use your human body, and how you roll out off a bed or get out of a bed. You're using definitely some force and some effort, right? So definitely don't forget to implement just the idea, the mentality, the manifestation of creating force through your energy, because again, your consciousness, your soul is energy, and another key point is, if you're trying to meditate to have astral projection, have a game plan day to day and week to week, to where you are feeding your energy, feeding your consciousness the energy it needs to be able to do that shift, that transfer, to actually move into an etheric body, and to actually unglue and unvelcro, detach, separate, actually away from the human form, because the etheric body is really kind of intermeshed, with, it's like glued on practically. It's like velcroed on practically. It also, yes, when you're doing that, the rollout, and you are applying your mind into it, but you're also putting some force into it, into rolling out. Kind of pretend like there is a Velcro there, and pretend like you are not only just coming off of it, but you're kind of like going side to side a little bit, just like Velcro. When you take Velcro apart, you're kind of twisting it around a little, and you're moving it around a little bit. And just kind of think about that. Try that when you're doing this stuff too, because once I started thinking about those thoughts and started noticing how they're actually connected, just the mentality of that helped me a lot with getting up and away from the human body, so I can explore it in the if it's the etheric energy body or if it's any of our other astral bodies, because there's definitely several of them. And not to mention just exploration in your subconscious plane, the dream plane, the dream dimension, however you want to call it, and just to have even exploration there in your subconscious mind, which can be a very amazing experience within itself with lucid dreams. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a nice day. Hope those few comments there I answered helped you guys. I appreciate all of you. Love all of you. Sending you lots of positive energy. Until next time. Peace.